Welcome back, my friends. Happy second line day. You can see that the sun is in gate 42, which is about growth and increase. And the second line reads identification. Sun is exalted in this line. Recognition and acute capitalization of trends. In other words, the power for growth through participating in trends. And where that energy is grounded today for the earth is in the gate of duration, the gate of continuity, in the second line of restraint. Venus exalts this line. The control of power for the benefit and enhancement of harmony. The potential for transformation that may be beneficial to others. And Jupiter detriments this line. A tendency in frustration, particularly from a position of strength, to social withdrawal rather than persistent control. In other words, the frustration with controls or being controlled. So second line days are really wonderful for doing what comes natural to you. These might feel like days that you just want to hermit inside. So as I mentioned yesterday, this is a week where you might be able to find the energy to finish off those tasks or those projects that maybe you started and haven't had the energy or the time to finish. This gate of growth can help us with its energy for bringing cycles of experience to a close. This is a very abstract energy, so it's strengthening the feelings and also the crisis that we are experiencing from the global conditioning background frequency. So right about now, if you've been running around like a chicken with its head cut off, trying to get all kinds of things done and hit that brick wall and feeling a little bit overwhelmed and fatigued, one of the things that might also be lending oneself to experiencing the burnout is Mars currently in the gate of feelings and in the line of burnout. This reads an unrealistic pace that begs misfortune. You might have remembered that Venus was there last week. So Pluto exalts this line. Highly energized feelings that may lead to emotional collapse, or if you have Jupiter, it detriments this line. Uncontrollable feelings and an accompanying emotional outbursts as a potential. And you can also see that Jupiter and Neptune are in a perfect conjunction with regards to the line value right at this moment. Jupiter brings us some kind of law. So the transit itself is bringing a law of support in the second line here, which is assistance to others in times of decline, one of the things that we're learning about. Neptune, because it's there, is exalting this line for Jupiter's expression of it. So you can see the application of imagination to schemes which benefit others and feelings that can benefit others in times of crisis. You see it reads the same thing right there. So that means if we were to look up in the sky and we could see Neptune and Jupiter, we would see them right next to each other. Now, the 36 is the darkening of the light. This is called the gate of crisis, and it brings a level of depth to penetrate into a new experience. It's fear of what may or may not happen down here in the gate 30, and fear of not having what it takes to come out the other side of this crisis and make it to a stage where we have progress or changes in the experience of our lives. So right now, if you are somebody who is getting turned on by these activations, meaning you've got a 41 or you've got a 35 or maybe even a 40 and a 19 that is creating temporary definition in the solar plexus center, you might feel particularly touchy or moody, maybe potentially expressing emotions at this time. So if you're not normally emotionally defined or defined in this way, take a deep breath. Remember, this too shall pass, and come back home to your decision-making strategy. No matter what the darkening of the personal experience or the collective experience, you always have within you a process of authority that you can trust when it comes to making decisions in this life. Now, you can think of these nodal environments as a very strong stage upon which individuality is exalted. So you might have heard or noticed the memes, the news, talking more about the power of individuality, the power of us going our own way or doing our own thing or knowing what we know. And it's a very individualistic background frequency that we are seeing through. We are being programmed to see through this individual stage upon which individuality is empowered and potentially exalted. Now, as Mercury moves very quickly, this channel of mutation, a design of energy which initiates and fluctuates and operates in a pulse, Mercury has moved already into the 6th line of surrender. And as you can see, Pluto detriments this line at the gate 3, difficulty at the beginning, which is the gate of ordering. The 6th line reads, the ultimate maturity to recognize when struggle is futile. And this is the bold blue line you can see there. It's the line that we are learning about as far as the energy that we are learning about. So Pluto detriment reads, as darkness overwhelms, life can seem worthless, leading to depression and the sense of hopelessness. In other words, this is the overwhelming power of confused energy, which can lead to depression. So if you've been feeling stuck, stagnant, frustrated, limited, and as if you can't move forward, take a deep breath, come back home to your decision-making strategy, your strategy and your personal process of authority, and remember this too shall pass. Deep breaths, coming back home to your body knows best, your body is the life. Now, we've had a shift in Venus. Venus, our values and relating, has moved into the gate of the family, the gate of friendship, 37. And the first line is about the mother or father. It reads, a position of inherent respect that ensures a focus for the development of guidelines. So this is our standard or our mores or values and relating that the program is imprinting upon all of us right now. Venus actually exalts this line. So it reads, harmony is the key to the successful maintenance of relationships. It is only through harmony that the beauty and the values of the family can endure. Friendship that is rooted in sensitivity and ensures harmony. Now, when you read the Rave I Ching and you see it says no polarity, what it means is that there is no detriment in this particular line. There are a few like this in the Rave I Ching. Now, the moon imprints us with a focus in the transiting energy frequency. It is the driving force or focus in our own design. But here where the moon stands is in the gate of the army, which is the role of the self in interaction. The moon is moving towards the end of her stay in the gate of the army, the role of the self in interaction. You can hear the role of the self. This is one of the role gates. And the 6th line reads, the administrator. So we're learning about the ability to share and justly apportion power. Mercury exalts this line, the power to communicate the frameworks of responsibility and the capacity of the self through its role to communicate responsibility. Uranus detriments this line. The bureaucrat whose lust for power eventually destabilizes the organization. In other words, the role of the self to seek power through the communication of responsibility. So you can see two sides of the coin here when it comes to the role of the self in interaction with others, or the face that one wears. All 6 lines are designed to interact with others through these lenses. They're learning about the ability to share and justly apportion power. This is sharing leadership when it comes to one's role as somebody who knows what can be trusted.